have for your life? What does that dream look like? What is it that you're really, really dreaming for, wishing for, hoping for, and looking for achieving in the next 6 months, 1 year, 5 year? What is that thing? And then I want to ask you, what's depleting the dream? Today we're on day 4 of having a radical love affair with ourselves. And one of the things that we're going to talk about today is, first, we have to figure out what's depleting the dream. That's the first thing that we have to figure out. And then we're going to figure out what our new dream is that we have for ourselves. And of course, I got tips and strategies for you. So you got to hang on to the end. And I actually have 10 things that you can do right now to show yourself radical self love. And so I'm going to share that with you near the end. So let's start real simple. Let's think about this last week. Today is Saturday. We started the week technically on Sunday. And so let's think about, how did your week go? What did you do? What were some of the things that you engaged in? How much fun did you have this week? The week started on Sunday. Many of us, attended some type of church service or took the Sunday to prepare for Monday or went to dinner or something with our family. And then you got to work on Monday. What happened when you went to work on Monday? How was your day at work? Was there anything exciting that happened? And then what happened when you got off of work on Monday? What were the things that you did? And it will really help if you got pencil and paper and wrote this down, because you'll be able to see. So then you got to Tuesday. As a matter of fact, what time did you go to bed on Monday? What time did you go to bed and what activities did you engage in? What was the funnest thing you did this week? What was the thing that you did this week that created or caused the most fun in your life? What was exciting for you this week? Please share it in the chat. Come on, we can have a conversation. Hey, y'all. Hey, I see y'all on here. Hey, y'all. Hey, we can have a conversation. It's okay. Guess what? I don't know you and you don't know me. I can't tell on you. So if you did something, guess what? You're in a safe space right now. What did you do this week that was super fun, that was super exciting? What adventure did you have? What was the thing that you did that you were looking forward to? Think about our week. We started on Sunday, we went to work on Monday, and then we got ready for Tuesday. Tuesday, did you go to work? What happened at work on Tuesday? Was it an amazing day? Was it fabulous? Did you get a surprise? Did you get some type of treat? Did you go somewhere that you had been wanting to go? And then what happened on Wednesday? Wednesday is hump day, baby. We were halfway through the week then. What happened on Wednesday? On Wednesday, you went to work. What was the drive home? What was the drive to work? Did you take the same route to work every single day? Did you take the exact same route? Did you take the exact same route home? Did you stop and get you something to eat at a restaurant or something, maybe? What is it that you did on Wednesday? Did your kids have soccer practice, baseball practice, cheerleading practice, gymnastic practice, dance practice? Did you have to do some drop offs and pickups? Maybe you had a hair appointment or a nail appointment. Come on, put it down. Let's talk about it. And then Thursday came, baby. We were at Friday Junior. So Thursday came. What did you do? You got up, you got ready for work, you went to work. And what else did you do? What else happened that evening when you got home? Did you cook dinner? Did you put something in the crock pot? What happened? Did you go for a long walk? Did you go for an activity? Did you have dinner out with your girlfriends? What happened on Thursday? And then we left Friday Junior and we went into Friday Senior, baby. We were at Friday. On Friday, what did you do? You got up, you went to work. Maybe it was payday for you. And then what did you do? Did you stop and pay all your bills and go broke again? What happened on Friday? When you got off work on Friday, maybe you decided, I'm going to order pizza in and we're going to watch a movie. Maybe you decided, whoo, it's finally Friday. I can get some rest. I can be the real me. What happened on Friday? And now we're at Saturday. It is Saturday morning. What you got planned for today? What's exciting that you're going to do today? What fun are you going to bring into your life? What are you looking for that's going to bring you complete joy? Now, you're probably wondering, Dr. D, why are we going through our whole week? Because in order for us to figure out if we're living our dream life or what our dream life consists of, we got to know what is the real life that we're living right now. What is the life that you want to live? Do you want to live a routine life where everything is the same Sunday through Saturday, where you get up and go to work and just come home and do the same thing every evening, cook dinner, clean the house, go to bed? Is that what you want to do every single week? But if it's not, then you got to figure out, what is the dream that I have and what's depleting the dream? What is the thing that is depleting the dream, that's taking away your time, that's taking away your energy? But first, you got to know what the dream is. Can I share with y'all what my dream was? So I did exactly what I just did with you all. I took myself through my schedule, and when I looked at it, I was like, I do the same things every day. I get up, I go to work, I get off work at about 5:30, 6 o'clock. I drive the same route home every day. When I get home, I immediately, put my stuff down, and I let the dogs out, and then I begin figuring out what we're gonna eat for dinner. And then once I figure out what we're going to eat for dinner, my husband will normally have already picked the kids up or will be picking the kids up. And then once I figure out what we're going to have for dinner, then I begin to put that on. At this point, we're around 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I'm getting dinner ready. I'm wiping off the table, tidying up, doing those little things while I'm also checking my phone in my hand, doing stuff like that. I might be on the phone with one of my sisters talking to them or to my best friend. And I'm preparing dinner, cooking, talking on the phone. And then once the food is ready, I plate the food up, get it ready, as they're eating. Sometimes I'll sit down and eat with them. It all depends on what we're having for dinner. And then sometimes I'm still doing stuff because I got to check emails. I was the building principal, remember? So I still got stuff I need to do. My mind is running at 1,000 miles a minute. And now I'm after dinner, I am checking with the boys to make sure they got their homework done, to see if they have their clothes out. And at this point, they know the routine. And so now I'm pulling out my laptop. I'm pulling out my laptop to try to get set up the night before for the next day, to think about what emails I need to send out, to check emails, to do all of this type of stuff. And then I'm getting ready to go to bed at about 9 o'clock, and I'm going into the bedroom. Phone is with me. And so you get the idea. And so when I think about that, was my evening every evening. And then I had to think to myself, what is it that you really want? What do you really want? Well, some of the things that I really wanted was, one thing that I knew that I wanted, I didn't want to wake up to an alarm clock again. So every morning I got up at 5 o'clock, but I would always set the alarm clock for 5:30 just in case I overslept. But at 5 o'clock, my eyes will pop open because I've been waking up at 5 o'clock since I was 6 years old. And so I will wake up at 5 o'clock. But you know how you say, I'm gonna lay back, I'm gonna lay down and stay, I'm gonna lay here for a minute and get a little more rest. And then sometimes you oversleep. Well, it was not okay or acceptable for me to oversleep because there were so many things that I needed to do in the morning before I got to work. And I had to be at work by 7:15. So I had to get out the house because I also at that time had a 30 to 40 minute drive to work. So 5:30 was the absolute latest that I could get up. So I wanted to not have to wake up by alarm. I didn't ever want to see an alarm again. When that alarm would go off, it would make me instantly angry, even though I knew that I needed to get up. I don't know if anybody is connecting with this or if you understand what I'm saying. But one of the things that I didn't want was to have to wake up by alarm. I didn't want somebody else to dictate what time I had to get up and what time I had to be somewhere every day for the next 30 years. Then the other thing that I wanted to do every Saturday, like right now it's Saturday. If I were in the school system right now, I would be fully dressed right now, headed to the store. I went grocery shopping every morning. I went to 2 grocery stores. I got there by 10 o'clock because the earlier you get there, the less crowd you have and the less time you have to stand in line. And so every Saturday morning, I would wake up, I would take my shower, throw my clothes on, and get ready to get out of the house. I had to feed the dogs. I would get ready to get out of the house so that I could be at the grocery store before 10 o'clock, because at 10 o'clock is a whole different ball game in the grocery store. I would go to at least 2 grocery stores, one for groceries and the other one for supplemental items like paper plates, paper cups, paper towels, all that type of stuff. So I would try to make sure that I was out of the house. Well, I would be at the store for the next 2.5 hours of traveling there in the lines, getting what I need, getting out, getting back to the house. So my day was shot until 12 o'clock every Saturday. So here we go. So then the other thing that I wanted, so you got to know what you want. I hope that you're thinking about what your week was this week, what happened during your week, Sunday through Saturday, what you plan to do today. And I hope that you're now thinking about what it is that you really want, because sometimes we have to know what we don't want in order to know what it is that we want. So I wanted to be able to rest. I felt like the only time that I could get a little rest was on the weekends, on Saturday or on Sunday. That was the only time that I could like take a rest on the couch, because the other times I was not really resting. even if I was on the couch during the weekday and I sat on the couch or laid out on the couch to take a little break, my mind was still racing and running about the things that I needed to do when I get up, or I was feeling guilty because I'm sitting here resting and you know you need to be up in there cooking dinner. You're sitting here and you know it's a load of laundry downstairs. You're sitting here and you know you need to mop that living room. You know, all of these things will be running through my head. But on the weekends, I knew I had a little more time so I could lay out on the couch. I could go grocery shop and have the boys put the groceries away. And while they're putting the groceries away, I could rest and I wouldn't have to think about a thousand things. But I wanted to be able to do that during the week. I wanted to be able to pick my kids up from school. I never was able to pick my kids up from school because I work the same schedule as they work as they go. So our schedules were pretty much identical. So I could never pick them up from school. My kids don't catch a school bus. There's no school bus. So we take our kids and pick them up. We're also in walking distance. Let me say that. So our school is less than a mile from our house, but it isn't walkable in reality. Like my boys can't walk to school. It's not like you got to cross a major intersection, but we are literally less than a mile away from the high school, the middle school, and the elementary school. But we're also in a bustling business area. So I wanted to be able to pick my kids up from school, and I wasn't able to do that often. I was maybe able to pick my kids up maybe not definitely not once a month. Definitely not once a month. It just depended on the schedule. I also love problem solving. And so I knew that I love solving problems. I also love like slow bubble baths when I can look at Roxy in the background. When I can run a bubble bath, put some bubbles in, and just be in the tub for 45 minutes, an hour at a time. I like steamy hot baths. I like really hot bath water. But I couldn't do that a lot in the evenings because I just didn't have the time. I also wanted to get rid of this feeling of being rushed. I don't know if anybody knows what that feeling is, that you're always on a rush. You never have enough time. There's always something else to do. I felt in my soul that that wasn't normal, that you shouldn't always feel rushed. You're walking fast, you're moving fast, you're in the grocery store trying to get out of there as quick as you can. Everything is about getting done. Like I needed to get everything done. I needed to move fast. You know, you're driving above the speed limit because, again, the reason why you're speeding is not because your car just speeding. You're speeding because you're trying to get to a place quicker. And so I found myself doing, you know, these things and I didn't want to do that. Like I'd be like, why is she driving so slow? Why is she moving so slow? But it really wasn't them. It was me. Why am I in such a rush all the time? Why do I feel like I have to be in a rush so much? So then the other thing that I wanted to do, and I'm just telling you what got me here. How did I figure out what my dream was, the next leg of my life? I thought about all the things that I didn't want to do anymore. So another thing that I didn't want to do, I noticed that at dinner, you're eating, you're not necessarily eating fast. You're just not eating to enjoy the time or the food. It's another task that you needed to get done. And I noticed that at dinner, you know, we would sit there trying to talk to the boys, but it was really us trying to do what people said we should do, which is sit down and have dinner with your children and create conversation. But really, I had a thousand things to do. And so the conversation wasn't really genuine. And we were eating and talking and just trying to make use of the 30 minutes that we had allotted for dinner. And so I felt like I want to be able to eat and talk slowly. I want to be able to enjoy the food. Even when I went to brunch with my girlfriends, it was always on a time limit. It was always a time limit. So if we say we're going to go to brunch at 12, we're going to be through by 1. We're going to be through by 1. Or somebody might say, okay, we're going to schedule in to 1:30. And then everybody's rearranging their schedule. How about if we just go to lunch? How about if we just go to brunch and it ends when it ends and we don't have to have a time constraint? Because then we're looking at our watches and we're like, okay, we only got 15 minutes left. Let me tell y'all what I wanted to say. Well, let me get y'all opinion on this. Well, what y'all think about this event that's coming up? Because you're looking at your watch and you know, I don't have enough time because my time is almost out. So the next thing, I wanted to be able to buy my kids shoes without having to put it into the budget and without having to put it into the plan. I don't know if anybody can relate to that, but I have 3 boys. And so if they needed shoes, I would have to literally budget into the budget. There was no, if one of them went to school and was running and playing and tore the sole off their shoes, that would create a major catastrophe in the house because who got money to go buy some more shoes? And this is in a two-parent household. Let me just say this. So it was crazy. And I wanted to be able to go grocery shopping without a grocery list. I wanted to be able to grocery shop during the daytime on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Wednesday was the day that I really wanted to go because I wanted to know what it was like to go in the grocery store when it's not packed and full on Saturday. I wanted to know what it was like to be able to leisurely walk through the grocery store aisles. I wanted to know what it was like to be able to put things in your basket and not have to shop specifically from the list. And if you go off that list, you know that you're over the budget and you know that that's going to create an uproar in your bank account. And so you're going to have to figure something else out. So I'm just telling you all the things that I was experiencing that let me know that this is not what you dream for your life. This not your big one, sis. This ain't your big one. Like some of us are worried about security and we're saying I need security. I want to I do this for the security. I got to keep a roof over my head when that security are your golden handcuffs. And when I realized, let me tell you what I said to myself. I said, okay, so this is your life right now. When you think about your Sunday through Saturday, when I said to myself, this is my life, this is what my weeks look like every week, if I can be honest. Every now and then I'll take a vacation. Every now and then something exciting will happen, but most weeks it didn't. What we call exciting is if there was some big fight at the school, maybe a parent came up there and was trying to fight a teacher. That was exciting to us. That was exciting. Listen here, that was excitement. We talked about it all week, but as far as exciting in my own life, there was no excitement. There was no lot of fun. The only fun that we had was on holiday break when we went to somebody's party or there was a party at our house. We planned Thanksgiving dinner. Those were the exciting times, and they were doing designated times in the year. I don't know if anybody can relate to this. I don't know if this is resonating. Does anybody, does this make sense to you? Tell me in the comments. What are you thinking? And so when I said to myself, I said, so how is my life going to be different 1 year from now? 1 year from now, what's going to be different about my life? And if I, when I was honest with myself, it's not going to be different. My life was like this last year. My life was like this the year before. The only thing changed is maybe you got a new car. So you drove to work in a different car, but nothing really changed. The way that I was existing was the way that I would still be existing 5 years later, 10 years later. Little things would change, but nothing major would change in my life. And I had to ask myself if I was okay with that. Now, here's the difference. I didn't want to be a traditional housewife. Like I didn't want to be a traditional homemaker or a housewife. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I wanted to not be shackled to a job and to a check that still didn't allow me to live the way that I wanted to live. Now, if it allowed me to live the way I wanted to live, we might be having a different conversation right now. And I was making $116,000 a year on paper. We know that's not what I was receiving in my bank account. But I was by all means what people would say was successful. I was living a six-figure life. I was married with a husband. Our two incomes together put us really close to $200,000 a year. I had 3 boys. I had the dogs. I got 2 dogs. We've always had two or more dogs. I was living in a big, beautiful house right across the street from the park with a big backyard. We had 2 nice vehicles. Nice vehicle. My husband does not care about cars, but he always makes sure that I'm in a really nice car or whatever car I want. Now, what he be driving, girl, it ain't no telling what he might be driving. Right now he's driving a Honda, but he also got a 73 Olds Omega in our backyard. Okay. Oh, hey there, Danette. No, that's not Danette. That's who is that? Tonisha. I think that's Tonisha. Happy Saturday. So so when I thought about what my life will be a year from now, from then, it was gonna be the same. When I thought about where it would be 5 years from then, it would be the same. And so I had to come to reality and realize that I had to do something different. But I didn't want to be a traditional housewife or a homemaker. I still wanted the income coming into my household. I still wanted to be able to have, my own finances. I didn't ever want to just be solely dependent on my husband's finances. And so there were still things that I wanted. And so what I realized was that I was afraid to take a risk. And I think that some of you all are too. First, I had to admit that I wasn't living my dream life. Is it anybody who's right now, that you are not living your dream life and you're willing to admit it? Is there anybody who's willing to admit it? Because that was a hard step for me. Because on the outside, it looked like I was living an amazing life. It looked like everything was going great. And everybody thought that I had an amazing life. And to be truthful, I was suffering in silence because nobody could understand that I didn't want this life anymore. That thing right there, I don't want that. I want something different. Eden Workout said, I admit that I'm not living my dream life. Yes. And you know what? When we admit it, like it took me a long time to admit it. And when I say a long time, I'm talking about probably 3 or 4 years. I was in misery and suffering in silence for about 3 or 4 years before I even realized that I was miserable, because honestly, I didn't know I was miserable. I thought that I was just doing what I needed to do. I thought that this was the way that life was supposed to be. I didn't even know that you could have another dream. You can have the next thing. I thought I had to stay in that job for 30 years. I truly did. And if I was going to leave, it was going to be to leave to go to another school because I'm a teacher. Where else can I go? So then once I admitted that I'm not living my dream life, and thank you, Eden Workout, for being brave enough to give that response, because a lot of times we don't want to respond because we're afraid to admit it. And other times we're afraid of what other people are going to say. But being aware is the first step. And then once I was aware that I wasn't living my dream life, I had to then figure out, what is your dream life, girl? What is it that you want? And then I didn't know. Like, I didn't know. So that's why I'm coming here today, because maybe this can help somebody else. So, what is your dream life? A lot of times we have these vague things that we want. I just want to live a good life. I just want to be comfortable. I just want more money. I just want more time. No, for what? You got to know what it is you want it for. What would be an ideal day for you? If you know what your week was like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and now today we're at Saturday, and you know what you're going to do today, you already know what you're going to do tomorrow. And you already know that on Monday it starts again. Is that what you want for the rest of your life? Is that what you want for the next year? Is that what you want for the next 5 years? And if not, what do you want your Saturday to look like? What do you want your Sunday to look like? What do you want your Monday to look like? And so I was afraid to take a risk, because now let me be clear. I ain't never been afraid to leave a toxic job. I ain't been afraid to leave a school system, but I always went to another school system. And what I found was I made more pay. So at least you're going to pay me for my pain. I'm going to make a little more money. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to get paid a little bit more, which is I'd rather make more money for the foolishness that I'm going through than to do it and be broke. Okay. So let me be clear. So I would change schools, but eventually the same types of problems or new problems will pop up. And so I realized that it wasn't just the school that I was in, and it wasn't me. It was that I had outgrown that dream. So it wasn't that I was doing anything or that I wasn't likable or that I couldn't get along or any of that. It was that I had outgrown the dream that I had when I was 12 years old. And some of us have outgrown the dream that we had when we were 9, 10, 12 years old and we said we wanted to be a teacher. Some of us have outgrown that dream and we don't know what to do now, because guess what? Our parents didn't teach us that. Most of our parents told us to go to school, get a good job, stay there for 30 years, and then retire and live your good life. Well, they didn't tell us what to do if, when you go to school, get the good job, you're on the job, and 15 years in, you are miserable and you don't want to go to work every day. You dread going to work. You don't want to see them people in your face. Your principal gets on your nerves. This is not enough money. Even though I got this good job, I'm still struggling. Mama them didn't tell us what to do then, because mama them could only have one dream. Hey, Cassandra. Hey, good morning. They only had one dream, and they could only have one dream. That's the way it was back then. But now we're in a different day and age, and we can have more than one dream. You can pursue more than one thing. You can have more than one career, and you can get yourself out of the nightmare that you created for yourself. But let me tell you what the problem was for me, and I don't know, some of y'all might be able to relate to this. Now don't be hating on the messenger. Don't be getting mad at me and hanging up on my live because I said something that you know touched your household. Some of us are more concerned about our credit than we are about ourselves. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. That was me. Look, I was like, I can't do that, girl. I don't want to mess up my credit score. I can't, girl. Financially, I can't do this. I gotta have this check coming in. That's how I'm gonna pay these bills, and I didn't want to mess up my credit. I had good credit. I had about a 700, 730 credit score, and I was like, I don't want to mess up my good credit. I don't know if anybody can relate to that. I was more concerned, like when I think back about it, I was more concerned about my credit than I was about myself. I was more concerned about them credit cards going into default and being late and that late dinging my credit report than I was about the fact that I was miserable, that I was overeating because I was at a job that was miserable, that I didn't have enough time to take care of my health, that I really didn't want to go to work. I didn't go to doctor's appointments. I didn't do a lot of things because it just was not enough time in the day with the all extensive schedule of a school system that we ourselves have taken ownership over. We've decided that we are the answer, we're the cure, and we need to be there, or the kids won't be able to learn. The kids need me. Okay. So I was more concerned with my credit than myself. And it wasn't until somebody told me, it wasn't until somebody who was in, she said, talk about it. It wasn't until somebody told me that why don't you use your credit? Why don't you use your credit as an asset and stop thinking about your credit as an extension of who you are? And I was like, what? Yeah, like this was life changing for me. I'm giving you something that was life changing for me. And so, as I was talking and having this conversation, they said, credit is supposed to be an asset. How is it helping you? It's not. You're creating debt with the credit, but it's not doing anything for you. You have to use credit to move you to the next stage of life. And then the conversation went on, and they explained to me, they said, so what? Why do you think successful people, and even if you think about Nike, if you think about Walmart, we always talk about Walmart because I'm in St. Louis, which is right by Arkansas. And so Walmart is a really big staple. Plus, my family is from Arkansas. So we're very familiar with this, with Sam Walton and his family. And so when they said Walmart, it really resonated with me, is why I'm sharing it with you. And so they said, think about Sam Walton them. They got billions of dollars. Why are they borrowing money? Why are they using credit? Why not just pay for what it is they want? And they said because they use credit to preserve their own money, and then they make their money make money. They said the reason why you are so concerned about your credit score because you see it as an extension of you and you're not seeing it as an asset, and you're using it as a liability. And then as we got deeper into the conversation, it was explained to me that, and part of the problem is that your money is not making money. You're spending money. If you're short on groceries, you'll put it on your credit card. If you need to get some gas, you'll put it on your credit card. He was like, you're using your money, you're using credit for debt. That's not what you should be using it for. You should be using your credit card to enroll in a course that's going to help you to advance, to bring more money into your household. You should be using your credit card to invest in things that's going to produce more money for you, not using it to create more debt that's not going to create more money. I'm just telling y'all, that was a game changer for me, because when we can get off our high horse and realize that we are not, like, we missed something. Our parents couldn't give it all to us. They gave us what they had. And then I said, oh man, you're right. And so that's why to this day, I understand how to use credit. And some of us are so scared to use our credit that we are more concerned about the credit than we are about ourselves. Hey, Dr. D. Nicole, Dr. D. Nicole, come on YouTube with me. Come on over here, Dr. D. Dr. D. Nicole. Let's see. Tonisha said, facts. I'm revamping for upward mobility right now. Once I changed my focus and allowing it to burden me down, God gave me a peace and a plan. She said, I'm on my way. And that's right. And you know what, Tonisha, that is so part of, that's like the truth. If I could get some of the people who are in this situation right now to realize if they would let go, God gonna show up. But they won't do the thing. They won't take action. You got to do something. A lot of times it's when we leave the job. A lot of times it's when we enroll in the course. A lot of times it's when we get in the mastermind. It's when we do all these things. When we do something significant, the Lord says, oh, she's serious now. Let me give her what she needs. But when you're not serious, when you won't show action, or you keep going back to the thing, the Lord says she ain't ready. Let me just let her keep fluffing around in the water. You can't go backwards. The Lord ain't gonna never send you backwards. Ain't gonna send you backwards. At no point can you get any story where the Lord went backwards. No, you got to keep moving forward. And so that's part of the problem. Some of us are on this highway. We're on this highway and we are looking for an exit to get off. We're looking for an exit to get off. We don't know what exit to get off on. And so we keep driving, hoping that we're going to see a sign that says, get off here if you want to go to Happy Town. But it doesn't say that. The exits are normally after challenges. And then don't get off until we get put off, until we get fired, until we get let go, until they do a reduction in force, until the school closes, until something happens. That's right. No, not one. So I'm telling you, you have to, like, what is the highway that you're on and what exit are you planning to get off on? Some of us are waiting for the retirement exit and it's so far down the road, baby, you're going to run out of gas. You're looking at your fuel tank. You see that you got less than a quarter tank of gas left. And it's telling you that the exit is 60 miles down, but you got a quarter tank of gas. Am I going to make it? It all depends on what car you're in. It all depends on what car you're in. If you're in an electric car, you might make it. If you're in a small gas consuming car, you might make it. Like if you're in a Honda Civic and it gives you 488 miles to the tank and you got a quarter tank of gas, that means that you got 100 or some miles. So you might make it. But if you're in a big truck, baby, if you in a Cadillac Escalade, you ain't making it. Because less than a quarter tank of gas only giving you 20, 30 miles. If you in that Range Rover, baby, you're not making it. You're not going to make it because a quarter tank of gas only giving you 51 miles. So it all depends on the vehicle that you're in. And our vehicle for us are our bodies, what we've been through, what we've neglected, what we haven't done. So on the highway, you might end up with a stroke. You might end up with your diabetes acting up. You might end up having several asthma attacks. You might end up being constantly sick, always in and out the hospital, which is delaying your exit. But why does it have to be that way? See, it's because we've been trained to fit into this school or this corporate culture. And in doing that, we've been taught to just, whatever your culture is your school. Sit back, do what we said, get these kids to pass this test. Or like if you're in corporate America, they teach you, sit back, do what we ask, don't make a big ruckus. But that squashes your true personality, your true beliefs, what it is you really want, what it is you really want to do. The big question is, do you know who you are outside of your job? This is why so many of us can't leave, because we don't know who we are outside of our role. If I'm not teaching and if I'm not a teacher, who am I? And that's the real thing that we need to work on. We don't know who we are because we wrap ourselves in these identities of a teacher, of a mom, of a wife, of a volunteer, of a churchgoer, of a daughter. We wrap ourselves in these identities. And then when those things are stripped away from us, we have to find a new way of being. Well, I invite you to find a new way of being now. You got to figure out who you are. You got to figure out who it is you are. And and you're more than just a teacher. A teacher is just a small role of what you play. And then as soon as they fire you, you go into a deep depression because, oh my God, I can't show my face because I got fired. Everybody's looking at me. I don't know what to do. And you're all discombobulated and in a depression now. That's right. The institutionalized learned behaviors. And guess what? They like you like that. That's why they don't want you to be your authentic self. That's why they don't want you to love yourself. That's why it is not okay for you to put yourself before those kids. It's not okay. That's why they will not give you a perfect evaluation, girl. You did all the things they asked you to do. You showed up and you did all the things. Why is your evaluation not perfect? Because they will tell you there is always room for improvement because they're not going to let you know, girl, you are that deal. You are it. And then the next year, you work hard as you can to do what you did the previous year, plus some, in an effort to try to get to that exceeds expectations on that evaluation that somebody else is giving to you. And secretly, you are working hard to try to get at least two more exceeds expectations on your evaluation or whatever your highest mark is on your evaluation, distinguished or whatever it says, even though they didn't pay you for a distinguished. See what I'm saying? We're looking for validation from other people when the validation has to be inside of yourself. That's why you can't figure out what's the biggest dream for your life. And that's why we have this thing that we call security that's keeping us in handcuffs that won't allow us to have time freedom. That's why we won't take a risk because who's going to validate us then? Who's going to tell us we're doing a good job? Who's going to let us know that, girl, you the bomb.com? Who's going to let us know that what will we do without you? Because you need that validation from them because you're not able to give it to yourself. Sis, right now, I want you to stop right now. I want you to look in the mirror. Go find you a mirror. And I want you to tell yourself, girl, you that deal. Girl, everybody know you that deal. I need you to get it inside of you. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself, girl, you got this. You done came through on everything else you ever wanted in your life. Why are you bowing down on this one? You know what? I'm more than my credit score. I'm more than my credit score. Carlicia says true. I don't need validation from those clowns. And you want validation from people who can't even validate their own lives. Like we are looking for validation from people who are at home, and I'm not throwing shade. I'm not. I'm just telling y'all, a lot of these principals, these superintendents, these people who are on the work schedule are your superiors. These folks are at home in domestic violence situations, getting beat by their spouses. These people are taking care of households, getting cheated on by their spouses. These people have kids who are in the streets killing people. They couldn't even raise their own kids. And you looking for validation from them because they went to school, got whatever degree they had, and had more courage than you because they applied for a job that was higher than yours. That's who we're looking for validation from. We're looking for validation from people who can't budget their own bank account. We're looking for validation from people who don't believe in themselves. And we expect them to feed into us, but we don't realize we don't need them. We can validate ourselves. Sis, get in that mirror. That's why we need these affirmations. You need to get in that mirror and you need to say, I am powerful. I am created exceptionally well. I am an attractor of money. I am a legacy changer. I am a legacy creator. You need to get in the mirror and you need to talk to yourself because a lot of us are engaging in negative self-talk. We can criticize ourselves when we don't get something right. We can tell ourselves all the things that we did wrong, but do you stop and think about all the things that you did right? And it's because we're allowing these things to deplete the dream that we have. But we got to first know, what is the dream? What is the dream? Like, is it a dream for you to have your house paid off? How many of you all really believe that your house can be paid off before 30 years? How many of you believe that? Do you really believe that in this day and age, in this lifetime, I can pay my house off in 7 years? I can pay my house off in 5 years. I don't care what the price of the house is. You can have a $500,000 house, a $700,000 house. Because they told you this is your 30-year mortgage, that doesn't mean that that's how long it has to take. But do you believe that it can be paid off before then? And do you believe that you can pay it off without struggling? When you got your car note, or your car, did you believe that you could pay it off before 5 years was up? Did you believe that? And did you do it? Or did you pay what they told you to pay? And a lot of us is because we have not been able to bring in additional income. I'm not saying sacrifice. I'm saying in 2024, sis, you can create additional income. Let me tell you, I was talking to my mastermind group last night. I mean, night before last, and we had a person on there who came into the mastermind, was afraid. She's from Canada, and she got paid $750 to speak for 30 minutes. $750. Tell me how that $750 would have changed your household to speak virtually online for 30 minutes. She didn't have to leave her house. All she had to do was put on a top, do her face, and comb her hair. And I don't even think she wear makeup. She got paid $750 to speak for 30 minutes. And 20 minutes of it was speaking, and 10 minutes of it was Q&A. We had another, and then that same person who had been doing the same work for free ended up getting a paid client. And the only reason why the person wanted to get it for free, but because she's been in the mastermind and her mindset has changed, she was able to say, oh, that's what I do in my work. Let me send you my link so you can set up a consultation. She took that free work that she was doing and turned it into paid. That lady is now a paid client for her. We have another person who pitched a $3,000 package to an individual. She'll more than likely take it. But she would never have done that before now. We have another person who is launching an offer on May 11th and already has 9 people registered. She's launching an offer. These are people who was going to work just like you every single day. They were going to work just like you, but they decided, I am going to stop working for free, and I'm going to take the skills and talents that I have, and I'm going to request to be paid for them. We had so many successes on the call. These are people who were just like you just 30 days ago. They were right here on this live just like you just 30 days ago. And now they're out here making money. I got my little list right here. We got somebody else who sent 2 proposals out. We got somebody else who did a discovery call and has 2 more set up. We have someone else who pitched a product. We have someone else who did a radio interview. She had never done anything like that. She didn't even know how to get on a radio interview. And now she has a radio interview. And that radio interview, because it's going to expose her to a whole lot more people than she's ever been exposed to, that is her ideal client, she'll likely get some work from that. We have somebody else who she did a podcast. She did her first podcast. Before now, she wasn't even thinking about being a guest on a podcast, being interviewed on a podcast. After she did that podcast, she was like, oh, it wasn't as hard as I thought, because sometimes it's just doing it to get it out the way. But you got to have a dream for yourself. What is that dream? For me, it was no alarm clock. It was grocery shopping during the week. It was to be able to rest when I wanted to. It was to be able to pick my kids up. It was to be able to take slow bubble baths. It was to be able to not feel rushed in everything I do. If you see me right now, you'll say, Dr. D, why you be walking so slow? And I will tell you, because I have no rush to be anywhere. Time is of abundance. Abundance is not just about money. Abundance is about all things. Abundance of ideas, abundance of opportunities, abundance of time, abundance of energy, abundance of all things. So I didn't want to feel rushed anymore. I didn't want to have to not buy my kids shoes because it wasn't in the budget. What are the things that you want? What are the things that you want in your life? Come on, tell me in the chat. And it helps other people, because a lot of times we don't know what we're dreaming for. I wanted to be able to take multiple vacations in a year. Before then, I only took 1 vacation per year. I took 1 vacation per year. And that vacation was always July 31st through August 10th, because that's the only time the school would allow me to take a vacation. Dr. D Nicole said, I got my 2nd national conference proposal accepted, and I submitted 3 and 1 was accepted. See what I'm saying? Congratulations, Dr. D Nicole. So Dr. D Nicole, again, she's in the mastermind. She just got her 2nd national conference proposal accepted. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, all you got to do is understand what it is that you need to do. A lot of times we go out here doing stuff and don't know how to do it. You're playing the game, but you don't know the rules of the game. And so that's why she's steady getting these things accepted. And she didn't say just any conference, baby. She said it's a national conference. So you better understand that there is a difference. There are a lot of conferences out here, but the national ones are the ones that get you notoriety, that get you in front of your good ideal client, and they pay good money to be there. Dr. D Nicole is the deal. Dr. D. Nicole, and she's fun. And so that's what, like, when you look back at your week, Sunday through Saturday, how much fun did you have? What excitement did you have? Now, I'm sure that was exciting for Dr. D. Nicole to receive that notice via email that your proposal has been accepted, and you will be standing on this stage in front of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people talking about the thing that you're an expert at. Girl, get up there and talk yo ish. Get up there and show them. Let them know I am the deal. I got what you need. And they're going to love her because she has an outgoing spirit. She has this amazing personality, and she doesn't look all stuffy like she's just there to make you feel bad and to judge you about what you didn't do. And they're going to love her when she gets off from that podium. Those people are going to be flocking to her to ask her questions, to take selfies with her, to chat with her. And she's going to be able to do it because, baby, one thing about Dr. D. Nicole, she know how to work a room. Do you hear me? She knows how to work a room, but she ain't even got to work a room. The room gonna come to her because she was on stage. This is part of the dream Dr. D. Nicole had for herself. And so I know that that was super exciting when that came. So when I say to you all, what happened in your week this week that was exciting? What fun did you have? What joy did you have? If you didn't have any, baby, what you think gonna happen next week? The same thing. Nothing is gonna happen. Tonisha says, fruits of your labor for me and my business in the last 4 weeks. She had a repeat client. Yes, yes, we love repeat clients. She requested she did a second proposal and it was accepted for 5 figures in 10 months. Girl, come on now, give yourself a high five. Anybody who is on here who does not believe you can make your own income, you ain't got to wait for the school to pay you paychecks. These people are on YouTube telling you. I didn't type this in. They typed this in. She said an offering a personal development coaching offer to someone. So, y'all, I'm telling you, you're just too afraid to do it. You don't believe it can happen because you're so stuck in the system that we've been put into. So Eden Workout says she wants the freedom to control her life. What is stopping us? Come on, girl. Tell me what's stopping you. What's stopping you? What is stopping you? We want the freedom to control our lives. You got to take it. I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. You got to take it. Ain't nobody giving you nothing. Ain't nobody giving you nothing. Baby, when we were slaves, see, they tell y'all this story. Let's go on down a little history lesson real quick. Y'all don't be leaving me now because I'm going to give you a quick history lesson. The people who need to hear this are the ones who going to try to click off. See, they tell y'all this story about how they gave us freedom as slaves. Baby, you need to talk to your ancestors. They didn't give us nothing. Do you know how many slave revolts and upheavals and how many slave owners were killed and poisoned and how many slave owners were taken out? But they're not going to put that in the books. They're not going to teach you that in their good white schools because then that'll make you think that the way that you get freedom is that you fight for it. No, they want you to think that the way that you get freedom is that you wait and they give it to you. You do good things and they're going to give you freedom. Baby, that is not true. That is not true. I don't know what y'all did with y'all grandmamas and y'all great grandmamas and the stories that come down through your lineage. And maybe it's broken and you don't have that lineage. But I recommend that you understand freedom wasn't given to us. Baby, we fought for it. Some of us think that our ancestors just sat back and just accepted what was happening. No, baby, they was in them kitchens poisoning those slave owners. They was dying out. They were dying on the spot. And in order to keep a real uprising from happening, they decided we're going to let them be free because we losing all our people. They was killing them, y'all. They said, no more. They were running off. They were escaping. They were poisoning and killing slave owners. I'm not saying we got to be violent. I'm telling you, and I'm not saying that violence ain't always the answer. So don't misconstrue what I'm saying because sometimes we have to fight for our freedom. But I can tell you this, they're not going to give you nothing. You always got to fight for your freedom. Nobody's going to give you that. And so you got to make a decision and you got to know this is mine. It's just like if somebody came in your house and took your stuff. If somebody came into your house and took your wallet, they took it. and walked out the door. What you gonna do? Are you going to say, can you get my wallet back? You know that's my wallet you got. You know you got my stuff. Can you get my stuff back? That's not what you gonna do, baby. That's yours. Go take your stuff back. Why would you sit and ask somebody who took something from you if they will give it back? No, they not. They took it because they wanted it. You have to take your freedom back. You got to create a plan and you got to take the freedom back. When them slaves decided what they were going to do, what's the first thing they did? First, they had a vision for freedom. I'm just saying, y'all, it was a vision for freedom. And then from that vision, they created a plan for how to make the vision come to reality. How am I going to get myself free? And then they got with people and they said, put a little bit of this in their food. They're going to drop dead. And then when they drop dead, you get up out of there. It was a plan. They didn't just do this stuff all willy-nilly. And it's the same thing you got to do for your life. You got to make a plan. I'm leaving this school system. It is toxic. It is killing me. I don't have time freedom. I can't get to live the life of my dream. What is the plan that I need to do? And sometimes it's always going to cost you. It's never going to be free. Some of them knew they was going to lose their life. I'd rather be free and dead than a slave and alive. And the only thing that has changed is that they now pay us for slavery. In these school systems, we're enslaved and we just get a paycheck for it now. That's what has changed. We get paid for the slavery. And so you have to decide. I'm telling you, you got people right here online. I didn't pay them to say these things. They are telling you they are making money moves. They are bringing income into their household, but they had to invest in themselves. They had to buy the software that they needed. They had to pay for mentorship. They don't know how to do it. Why do you think Harriet Tubman was going around helping the other slaves? Because they didn't know how to do it. She was their mentor. She would go and tell them what it is they needed to do because they had never done it. And you got a higher chance of getting out if somebody who's already done it gives you some of the cheat codes and some of the secrets that you wouldn't know. You would never know. Y'all been in the school system for so long. You don't know what is out here, what's available to you. You don't know how to appropriately apply for those conferences. You don't know what it is you need to say. You don't know how to create your offer. You don't know how to do whatever you're trying to do, whether it's consulting or not. You always need to find somebody who's doing it to be able to support you. We can't be afraid to take the risk. So let me tell y'all the 10 things that you can do right now that don't cost you any money. It don't cost you any money. But remember, this is about radical self-love. No one should love you more than you love yourself. Nobody on the face of this earth, not your mama, not your husband, not your kids. You should love yourself more than anybody on the face of this earth. The only person who should love you more is God. And you have no idea the love that God has for you. And I keep telling y'all, you got a trust fund. You got a godly trust fund that you won't even tap into. You done met the requirements for it, but you won't tap into it because you don't think that you're worthy, because you're afraid of the risk. You're afraid that if you ask for it, you're going to get it. And if you get it, you're not going to know what to do with it. But we are smart people and we can figure these things out. But you got a godly trust fund and you can tap into it, but you won't. You have everything that you need. That's why you keep having this nagging feeling that there is more. You know, right now you're not living your dream life. What have you done to move closer to your dream life? Do we even know what our dream life is? So here are the 10 things that I think that you should try for today and tomorrow. Just pick a couple off the list. They don't cost you anything. $0. Light a candle. If you don't have one, go buy one. You can buy one. Most of us have one. But when you light a candle in your home, and especially if it's a scented candle, it just changes the air of the home. Number 2, take a little time and play with your pet. It does something for your soul. And I'm not talking about rub them as you walking by. I'm not talking about as you sit on the couch, you pet his head. I'm not talking about as you watching TV, your cat come and walk across your chest. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about take 10 minutes and play with your pet. Like when I take my 2 dogs, I got 2 giant dogs. They are huge. They are half my size. And when we go in the front yard and I just sit in the grass and we just play, they run and they come and they jump on me and we just play and have a good time. It does something for your soul. And, you know, I believe that God made dog as man's best friend. As you know, dog is God spelled backwards, because Dogs will show you unconditional love just like God will. You can kick that dog, he gonna be happy to see you when you get home. You cannot feed that dog, he's still gonna love you and be happy to see you. Whatever you do to that dog, the dog is the first representation of what unconditional love feels like, and that's the same way that God loves you. But anyway, number three, play your favorite song. Sis, what's your favorite song? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. What is your favorite song? Let's get that playing this morning. It does something to your soul when you hear that song that moves you. And I'm not talking about that sad breakup song. I'm talking about the favorite song that you got. Baby, my favorite song is Drake, 0 to 100. And when you put it on, my mood instantly changed. Don't put on So Proud of You by Drake with Nicki Minaj in it. Oh, baby, it's on in. I'm finna get some stuff done. What's your favorite song? Put it in the chat. We're not judging you, whatever your favorite song is. Tell us what your favorite song is. Put it in the chat. Okay, so oh, look at her. She said she'll Tonisha said also will be speaking with a team of educators and ed consultants on a nationally and internationally in June and July. Girl, high five. Come on now, sis. Come on. Y'all better stop playing. Tonisha, can you just let them know? Tell them. You ain't got no special big 26 degrees, or you didn't you wasn't no superintendent of schools. Did you know a whole bunch of school leaders and people that just pay you money to just show up? Let them know, because some people be thinking that we special, that this only happens to us because we special. We're special in our own right of what we do, just like you're special in your own right of what you do. And so she said, come on now, congrats, sis. Right. So she said hers is Back to Basics by Jonathan McReynolds. Living My Life Like It's Golden by Jill Scott. Come on now. Put your song in the chat. Tonisha says, nope, moving organically, and she bet on me. She got in rooms with people like Dr. D and gain knowledge. I'm telling y'all can do this. I'm telling y'all. So here's one, number four. So play your favorite song, put it in chat. We got Living My Life Like It's Golden, Back to Basics by Jonathan McReynolds. Y'all know them songs? Y'all know them? Number four, if you're in a town that has a beach, go to the beach. Just go to the beach, sit on the beach, let the sun, get a little sunlight, let the ocean speak to you. The ocean is the representation of abundance. The ocean is the true representation of abundance. There is no true beginning and there is no true end. There is no specified number of drops in the water. The ocean is the true representation of abundance. Number five, listen here, sis. Some of us just need to sit down and leisurely oil our scalp. Grease your scalp, girl. You go get you some good grease and grease your scalp. When I say you are well loved, baby, you are well loved when you take some oil and go part by part in your scalp. You ain't in a rush and you just enjoying it. And it's even better if you get somebody else to grease your scalp. Number six, get your skincare routine together. What's the skincare routine that you have or have wanted to have? Maybe you wanted to work on getting a blemish off your skin, or maybe you just want to hydrate more. Maybe you just want to add some toner or whatever it is that you might want to do. Get your skincare routine together. Take today, spend a little time. You ain't got to go out and buy the stuff. Just make a quick little list of what you want for your skin. Look up some information. And this is about us. This is the month of me. This is day 4 of the month of me. And so if you want to get your skincare routine, figure out what it is you need to buy, what system it is you want. You don't have to go buy it today, but let's get the routine together. And think about how much time do you really want to dedicate? We're not trying to do an hour routine. Can it be something that can be done 15 minutes each night? Maybe it's a mask that you need to put on and sleep in. Maybe it's the little things you need to put under your eyes to stop the dark coloring under your eyes. Maybe you just want to tone so that you can, have good toned skin. Number 7, something as simple as make your bed. I got up this morning, I hopped up and I didn't make my bed. But don't you know, when I get off this live, I'm going back downstairs to make my bed. What Dr. D. Nicole said, get a coach, y'all. Dr. D is all that and then some. It's a process, and you need someone to walk you along the journey. Find one that will hold and keep you accountable. Get one that knows your plight. That's from Dr. D. Nicole. That's from her. And this is what I tell folks. I ain't told nobody to go out and quit their job all haphazardly. That's not what we doing, because I know that the fear is real. It's real. It was real for me. So I'm gonna give you the tools. I'm gonna help you to understand what needs to happen and how to do it. And then all you have to do is implement. And then it's gonna be times you're gonna want to quit. You got to stay engaged. You got to keep going. You got to realize that's not what I'm trying to get to. You got to keep the dream at the front of your mind. And the dream ain't always all that stuff. I'm doing this for my kids. I'm doing this to create generational wealth. Girl, look here. I wanted to know what it was like to not have to shop on Saturday and to be in that grocery store on Wednesday. I had not even dreamed a bigger dream to know, guess what, sis? What if you didn't have to go to the grocery store at all? See, I knew I had to go, so that was part of my dream. But then once I got to talking to people who was doing more than me, they said, you can just get a chef. Baby, the chef go to the store now. The grocery store ain't even a problem for me. But we got to start with a dream, and that dream will enlarge. That dream will get bigger. I don't even have to worry about when I go to the grocery store now, because I ain't got to go. I got a chef who goes to the grocery store, buys all of the groceries, cooks all of the meals, put them in the refrigerator, already packaged cute, use all Pyrex containers. It's amazing. And so now if I have to go to the store, it's just to pick up an item. I grab an item, do self-checkout, and I'm out of there. The problems are different now. But it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't decided that I wanted something different for my life, and I trusted in God and bet on myself. I said, God ain't never let me down before now. I don't think he's going to let me down now. He, she, whatever we believe in. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think that I'll be let down. I've survived all of my worst days. I'm gonna do this. And what's the worst that can happen? Let me ask y'all this: what's the worst that can happen? If you bet on yourself, what's the worst that can happen? I believe that for most of us, we're already in our worst situation right now. Having to go back to that job that you don't like, having to still live paycheck to paycheck. We already in our worst situation. If even if you try it and it don't work out, girl, go get another school, a job over at the other school. Girl, go on LinkedIn and get one of these remote jobs that's out here. Even if you try it and it don't work out, you still got options. You're still skilled. But we think that we're stuck. Okay, let me keep going. Number 7, make your bed. Number 8, say for today, I'm going to drink more water. Here's my water right here. I got my water right here. So say to yourself, I'm going to drink more water. Say I'm going to drink 5 cups of water today, and then hold yourself to it. That's showing yourself self-love, because you know that you need the water in your system. That was number 8. Number 9, just go outside. Just go to your backyard. Go sit on your porch. I can't even go in my backyard. I can go on my front porch. My front porch is really small. Baby, I got me a chair sitting right out there, and I go out there on my porch. I absolutely do. I bring my dogs out there with me, and I have a great time. She said, that's my goal, more water. Absolutely. Absolutely, Yenny Sue. Absolutely. It does something for you. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this B12 vitamins, and then I got these Black Girl gummies. I don't know if y'all tried them. So I typically have low iron. So I have these Black Girl gummies, and I'm going to order some more Black Girl vitamins. But I have my vitamin D3, I have my B12, and I have my Black Girl gummies. I'm going to take that. Carlisha says, because I'm tired of being under the circus tent. Right. You got to decide that you're leaving the circus. Number 10, get you some supplements. That's what I was just talking about. Get you some supplements. And so when you do that, you'll see that your life begins to change. You'll see that your life will begin to change. When you start to engage in self-love activities, when you make yourself the number one person on the show, the main character, you got to bring in main character energy. We got to stop being the person that is the savior of everybody else. We got to stop being the sacrificial lamb. We got to stop believing that we got to play small to make other people feel big. We got to stop believing that this is all that we can have. We got to stop believing that other people deserve it, but you don't. All of y'all on here know people who are not as smart as you, who are not as kind as you, who is not as creative as you, but who's living the life of their dreams. They're doing things, they're having fun, they don't seem stressed, they don't seem bothered. And it's because they believe in themselves. They believe in themselves. Let me tell y'all this. I was watching this podcast of this man. He was a special ed teacher. He was a sped teacher, and he had been a teacher for 10 years each, and he was trying to figure out how to make more money. So what happened was he lives in California. He was living in you know how in California they had these special living arrangements. And so it was technically a guest house, but it was being rented as an apartment. So him, his wife, and his child were living in this apartment, but it was really a guest house. And they were paying like $2,000 a month to live there. He said it was really nice. It was in the back of the house, and they had everything that they need. They had a kitchen, a bedroom, all that. It was loft style. He said it was nice. They was paying $2,000 a month. He was a sped teacher. His wife was also a teacher, and they lived in California. He said just out of the blue, they get a notice that they were given their 30-day notice that they would need to leave because the homeowner would be selling the home. Okay. So this sped teacher, who's been a sped teacher for 10 years, and his wife are now put in a position where they don't have housing. Well, both of these are two, successful, intelligent people. So of course they were thinking, okay, and let me say they had been living there for 4 years. They had been living there for 4 years. So this wasn't something that was a 6-month deal. They had been there for 4 years, okay? And everything had been going great. They had decorated, they had done all the things. And so the man was like, okay, no problem. We're going to go find another place to stay. So they go looking for another place to stay. Lo and behold, they cannot afford anything in California. They were paying $2,000 a month for where they were staying. And in order for them to even qualify for the places that they looked at, they didn't even qualify. They didn't qualify. They got no hits back. And so, of course, this put them in a situation. So they ended up needing to move in with the girl's mother, which she didn't have like a huge place to stay. So they went from bad to worse. And so the man told his wife, we will never be in this situation again. I'm going to fix this. This will never happen to us again. So what did he do? First of all, he went to his job. He's a sped teacher now, and he went to his job and he asked his principal to if there were anything that he could do to supplement his income. Did they have any open positions or anything? The principal said no. As things come up, you just need to apply for it, blah blah blah. So he said that next year he applied for a department chair position of the SPED department. He got that role and he got an increase in salary. He said, but that still wasn't enough. They're still living at the mother's house. So they ended up living at the mother's house for 2 years. And in that 2 years, he got 2 promotions. One, he left the school he was at and went to another school and became the department chair. And then the next year, he became the area coordinator. And it still wasn't enough for him to be able to sustain and get a home there in California. And so what did he do? He, as a SPED teacher, he had been creating like little forms and templates that you use to make the data collection and data tracking in special education easier. He said that he absolutely loved the work. And so he said he went to his the school system, and he asked them, he said, so are there any roles that's coming up? What is it that I need to do to position myself to be a better candidate for the next upcoming role that will move me up the pay schedule? You know what them people told him? He said his superior looked him dead in his face and said, the one thing that you need to work on is every time we ask you to do something that's after school hours, you always ask if there is a stipend for that. Will I receive a stipend for that? If you want to be in one of these roles, you can't keep asking it. You got to volunteer your time and show your dedication, and someone will notice you. So that person was basically telling him, you need to get into the habit of working for free. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know that in y'all school system, y'all over there working for free. Y'all volunteering. You're not getting paid for it. You're showing up decorating the building, not getting paid for it. You got the art show, the music show. You're spending 3 hours each evening trying to get the auditorium ready for the parents. That's not in the budget. We're not working for free. We get off at 3:10. And so what did he say he did? He said he got off at 2 something every day. He said at 3 o'clock he was packed up and he was ready to go. And he went home and he took 2 hours each day to work on his coding and his documents that he was doing. Y'all, right now today, this man make $550,000 a year, and he is a one-man team. It is him and one part-time contractor that he pays. He makes $550,000 a year. He said he started as a freelancer. He said he started as a freelancer. Musically Mindful said, "You're in my head, Dr. D." So I want y'all to know it is possible. And so his life is forever changed. He started as a freelancer. He sold that first set of forms and documents to another teacher. And when he sold that set of forms, he said that he sold it for $60. That teacher gave him $60. He said then somebody hired him to do some creation of forms for him. He said he charged him $15 an hour. He said he didn't even know how he was underselling himself. He said, and then he was just posting on social media. He was just talking to people. He said he was on LinkedIn sharing like what he was doing. Hey guys, I created a set of forms for SPED teachers. You have to do data collection. I have a form that if you input the information, it will output the goal for you. And so he was just sharing what he was doing on LinkedIn and on Instagram. He said people started getting in his DMs. He said then when he started making like an extra $1,000 a month, then he was making like an extra $2,000 a month. He said then he realized if I was doing this full time, I would make more money doing this than going to school, spending 8 hours in school and taking a 30-minute drive there and a 30-minute drive back. And so he made the tough decision to leave his job. Guess what? He was already living with his mother-in-law. They already didn't have a place to stay. What's the worst that could happen? He said he talked to his wife and he told his wife, we already in a tough situation. Let's bet on me. Let's see if I can turn this around. If I can't get it turned around in a year, I'll go back and get another job as a SPED teacher in the school system that'll bring us back the income that we're missing. But give me a year to work it out. She agreed. She gave him the year. That man makes $550,000 a year as a one-man show, and 80% of that is profit for him. This is not him making $550,000 a year and then spending out $300,000 in expenses. He said his profit is 80%. He said 10% of it he pays to his contractor. If you know how to count, you know that his part-time contractor is making $55,000 a year, and he's making the other $500,000 a year. I'm sorry, and then he's spending about 50,000 on his software and things that he needs to make his programs run. But he's bringing home 450, almost $500,000 a year. He has time freedom. Do you trade some things? Yeah, he said sometimes he's up all night working on codes, trying to get things right. And he said the little silver lining behind it was because he was always talking about this thing that he's working on. He said now people have started asking him if he will come and speak at their organizations. He was like, why would I be speaking at Microsoft? Why would they be calling me? Why would Google want me to come speak? He said, I don't know these people. He said, they reached out to me. They're in my DM. They want me to come and speak at their annual event and just talk about what I did and how I got started and how I innovated this system that I used in my own classroom and how I'm now helping people customize forms for their businesses. So all I'm saying to you is that you get what you dream for, but you got to be willing to take a bet on yourself. Some of y'all sitting up there, you got great credit. Y'all use that credit to your advantage. Some of y'all know you want to leave that school system. I did a video on what you need to leave, what you need to do to plan your exit. And in that, I share with you strategies for things that you need to do. You need to look at that exit plan video. When I tell you it works, it works. We have several people in the mastermind who have left their job and who are able to provide for themselves and create income for themselves. So I've given you 10 tips. what you can do today to make sure that you're showing yourself radical self-love. But the way that you truly show yourself radical self-love is believing you, love on you, and show other people how to treat you. You are the best thing in your life. It's not your kids. It's not your husband. You are the best thing in your life because you make all things happen. Show yourself radical self-love. Let's stop waiting for somebody to tell us what exit to get off at. Let's decide what exit we are getting off at. When we know that enough is enough, get off the highway. Just like when you're driving and you sleepy, you know how to pull over, get off the highway. Stop waiting for a 30-year retirement. You can create your own income. You can bring extra money into your house. Stop letting all of your money go out the house to pay the light bill, the gas bill, the telephone bill, the sewer bill, the trash bill. Where's the money that's coming in? You get one check coming in, and then all of that money from that check goes right back out. Then you work 14 more days, you get another check coming in, and then all that money goes right back out because now you got to pay the car note, you got to pay the car insurance, you got to pay the mortgage, you got to buy the kid shoes, you got to do this. Where does living come in that? Where does living come in? It doesn't come in because you are choosing to be a consumer. You keep consuming. People who produce things are the ones who bring in additional money. You need to produce an ebook. You need to produce a course. You need to produce a speech. You need to produce a regular book. You need to produce a training. You need to produce some t-shirts. You need to produce some coffee mugs. You need whatever it is. You need to produce something. Produce a curriculum. Produce some coaching. Produce some empowerment. Do something right now. You on YouTube. You can create a YouTube channel. Are you going to make money on day one? No. But is there a possibility for you to make money? Yes. Are there strategies that you can use to increase the number of viewers? Yes. You can make money on social media. We couldn't do that back when most of us, when we were in high school, you had to get a job. You don't have to get a job anymore. I got a son right in the basement. He's 18 years old. He makes money online and don't have to leave the house. You all can do this too. But the problem is we don't want the hard part. We don't want the hard part. The hard part is when I start the YouTube channel, I'm going to have 0 subscribers. And the next day, I'm going to still have 0 subscribers. You got to do some stuff. First of all, you got to show up. First, you got to show up. Some of y'all started your business and won't tell people about your business. You got to show up. You got to talk about it. You got to be willing to share. You got to be willing to educate. I'm on here now. I'm sharing. I'm educating. I'm showing you my expertise. But all of us start with 0. Nobody starts with 100,000 people following. And truth be told, even if some of y'all got 81 subscribers, somebody got 111 subscribers. If you took those 111 people and put them in a room and they came to hear what you had to say, you would be super excited. You would be geeked. You would be all out, just overwhelmed and overjoyed because you got 100 people who showed up to hear you speak. Why won't you show up for the people? Why won't you show up for them? I only got 5 people on my YouTube live listening to me right now. I'm showing up for them 5. I'm showing up for them 5, and I'm showing up for that 5 like it's 500 because one day it will be 500. We got to stop thinking that people are going to automatically know to come and join us. You got to put the call out. And if you're joining me on YouTube, give me a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe and like this video for me, please. I would really appreciate it. I would be so grateful for it. If you're on Instagram, go ahead and give me a heart. Give me some hearts on this video and share this video out. Like, we get free advertisement. It's not as hard anymore. It's just hard in our minds. We got to stop believing that it's hard. It's just hard in our minds. Our minds have told us because you don't have to go out. Thank you for the hearts on Instagram. Thank you. Thank you. Because you don't have to go out and fill out an application. Some of y'all won't even apply for a job that's above the one that you already work. You've been in the job for 20 years and you don't think you qualified to go to the next level. You went and applied for another teaching job. Why not apply for an instructional coach? Why not apply for an assistant principal? I tell you what, if it was a man, he would have applied for an assistant principal. He would have applied for an instructional coach. He would have applied for the department chair. You scared to even apply for the next level. Some of y'all in toxic situations, and right now you're not even filling out applications in the neighboring school district that may not be as toxic because you're sitting there saying, I'd rather deal with the devil I know. Why should you deal with the devil at all? Don't you know that when you deal with the devil, you get burned? Don't you already know that? Don't you know if you step into the snake pit, you're going to get bit? So why are we even playing this game? Because we tell ourselves it's going to get better. I'm just going to keep my head down. I'm just going to try to slide under the radar. I know because I said that too. I said that too. I sure did. I was like, I'm just going to slide under the radar. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let them do what they want to do. And when it crash and burn, I'm just going to get on out of here. That don't work, y'all. That's suffering in silence. That creates anxiety. That creates depression. That creates obesity, overeating. That creates anorexia. That creates isolation. That creates all types of things. And it does not allow you to be your best self because you're saying that even though they don't value me, I'm going to stay here anyway. Even though they don't respect me, I'm going to stay here anyway. Even though they don't even want me here anyway, I'm going to stay here anyway. I'm just going to stay because they not running me out. It's some of y'all sitting here saying, I'm not going to let them run me out. They not running me out. Y'all need to book a call with me. You need to book a call. Let's talk about this idea you got. Let's talk about this idea that you have. And I'm not telling you you need to leave your job today. I'm saying let's put a plan together. Let's understand how you can make money. Let's understand how you can live your dream life. Let's understand how to use them skills you already got and turn it up to 10 and make some good money from it. Because the days of suffering are over. Let's love ourselves. Let's make ourselves the number one priority in our life. Let's do this. Let's do it big. Why dream small? The Lord grant big gifts, dreams, just like he grant small dreams. So let's make the dream bigger. You know, I just dreamed to be able to go grocery shopping during the day. The Lord said, look crazy, girl. You can have a chef. You didn't ask for it. When I was told that I could ask for it, I asked for it. And guess what? The woman been here every Saturday or Sunday for the past almost 3 years now. Ain't missed a Saturday or Sunday. I ain't had to cook. I cook something if I want to, like they love my own lasagna. I'll cook a lasagna because they love that. I have a special blend for hamburgers. And so I'll make them some hamburgers. But I have a chef. But my dream was to be able to go grocery shopping during the week on Wednesday, during the middle of the day, 11, 12 o'clock, when it's not crowded, to be able to leisurely walk through the grocery store and put things in my grocery cart. Baby, the Lord said, girl, I'm going to let you have that. I'm going to let you experience that, but I'm going to give you a bigger dream. But he didn't give it to me. He put me in the space with people who had bigger dreams than I had. But guess what? I had to take action. I had to buy the ticket. Some of y'all scared to buy a ticket to Iman Live 2024. You scared about the money you're going to spend. I'm allowing you the opportunity to stay at the Ritz-Carlton. Some of you all never even dreamed that you could stay at the Ritz-Carlton. You're already saying, I can't afford to stay at the Ritz-Carlton. Girl, I done negotiated the rate for you for $239 a night. You ain't going to find nobody who said they stayed at the Ritz-Carlton for $200 a night. You're going to be able to stay at the Ritz-Carlton for $200 a night. Are you hearing me? That's right. Tonisha said, I'm believing the dream to get a housekeeper and a chef. And look at me, Tonisha. I know I look just like you. I know I remind you of you. Baby, I got a housekeeper and a chef that come to my house, and I'm not living in some big, pretty chateau. I live in a regular house, just like many of y'all. Matter of fact, a lot of y'all houses is way bigger and better than mine. I live in a beautiful community, and the houses are really high because it is one of the most sought after communities. But baby, you're going to pay for it in space. So I got 1,300 square feet over here. That's all I got. It's 1,300 square feet. I got 2 bedrooms. That's it. I got a full basement that we finished ourselves. And then I did my attic. That's where I'm at right now. I'm telling you, you ain't got to have no big, pretty mansion to have no housekeeper and chef showing up. That's something that somebody else done told y'all. But the first thing we got to do, I'm going to tell you this, Tonisha, start looking for your housekeeper. Start looking for the housekeeper. All you got to do is start talking about it. It's going to come to you. It's going to show up for you. Somebody going to say to you, oh, girl, you should use my housekeeper. And it's probably cheaper than you think. $150 every 2 weeks. You got that. But are we willing to spend it on the housekeeper? Wait until you walk into your house and it smells like pine sol or whatever that stuff is that they using, and your mirrors are clean. Baby, when they clean them windows in my house, when they clean them windows and them doorknobs and them light switches and got in them corners and crevices that I hate to do, I was like, oh no, this is gonna, I can't lose this. Even if you just have them come one time a month and just tidy up for yourself. They come one time a month to do the big cleaning, and then you just tidy up. You can get a housekeeper and a chef. I would say start with the housekeeper because it's gonna give you time. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna see what is going on with the trigger. I got you, Tonisha. I got you. And I was thinking about you too. I got you. Okay, so Melissa said, hey, Dr. D, thank you for pushing me to get up and get out and stop making excuses. I still have things that I want to do, but I've been doing stuff I've never considered without your help. Absolutely. Come on, girl. Let's get it done. And see, that is why we need people. You got to stay tapped in. Some people are scared to bet on themselves. Y'all need to book a call. Just talk to me or somebody on my team. A lot of times I take the calls myself. I'm not that person who too far gone that I can't take a phone call from you. Like, I want you to know this is real. I got people to take calls when my schedule is booked, and she is amazing. She is amazing. That is her specialty. But I take a lot of the calls. I will tell them I'm taking calls today because I enjoy talking to y'all. I want you to know this is real. Like, I'm that little black girl from St. Louis who was told, go to school, get a job, stay there for 30 years, and then you retire and you live your good life. And that's what I was doing. I'm that little girl who you would not imagine could live this life. I'm that little girl who listened to rap music. I'm that little girl who, whatever the things are that you do, I do those things too. I got a slick mouth. Like, I had the slick mouth. And if you catch me on the right day now, you're going to get a little slickness from my mouth. I still have to monitor my mouth. I'm that girl who like to go out to brunches. I'm that girl who love to kiki and kaka. Girl, I love to kiki and kaka. What is you talking about? But I learned that in order to attract high vibration things, I had to become a high vibration person. So I had to stop the gossiping. I had to stop dealing with all of the low level people. I had to stop being judgmental. I had to stop talking about people behind their back. I had to stop saying mean things. I had to stop all those things that are low level, petty, and low vibration in order to attract the things that I want. And when I did that, it attracted a better type of person to me, someone who is more engaged in their work, people who talk about ideas and not people. You don't find me talking about people anymore because I'm too busy talking about ideas. Girl, what if we do this? I had the best conversation the other day with a lady who decided that she wanted me to help her do her next event. She came to one of my events and she said, I want you to help me. And we just sat on the phone, Kiki and Kaka. We have a business relationship. But I'm telling you, it was so much fun to have these high level conversations talking about ideas. We were talking about a $500,000 event. What are you talking about? Like, we were having a conversation about a $500,000 event. That's how much this event is running, $500,000. And it was so fun. It was so interesting. We kiki, we caca. We talked for about an hour and a half. We're going to talk again next week. I'm just telling you, that person who you love event planning, you love planning trips. Why are you not getting paid for it? Why are you not talking about the trips that you've planned? Why have you not posted the prices of the deals that you got? You can make money doing this. You can make money doing this. All of you all have met Miss Stacy. Well, most of you all who've been to my live event, you've met Miss Stacy. If Miss Stacy can make money off of just being accommodating, that's what Miss Stacy's skill is. She knows how to accommodate people. So she goes to people's live events and she serves as their man on the ground to get their customers, their speakers, whatever they need. She thinks about stuff. She's so considerate. She makes good money doing that, y'all. She has been brought on for that event that I was just talking to you about. That's a $500,000 event. Y'all, they paying that lady $2,500 a day for a 3-day event. She's going to make $7,500 for 3 days. And her job is to come in, get people registered, make sure that the speakers have what they need, make sure that all of the guests have what they need. If there's any problem, she's going to solve it. She's going to make sure that dinner and lunch comes out on time. Y'all, she making more than y'all accommodating people. Look here, Dr. D. Nicole said, book it now. I also come to Iman Live. Being in the room opens up opportunities. Every time I spend time with Dr. D, I'm learning something new. That's right. That's right. Come on into the room. Y'all stop being scared. Get your ticket. If you know you're ready to get started, girl, get into the mastermind. The mastermind is enrolling. Get into the mastermind. If you're in the mastermind, you get a free ticket to Iman Live. Come on in. She said, also, but I'm in the room. I learned, so I grow and I execute. Right. Because a lot of times we will learn, but we won't execute. But baby, we put the pressure on you. We make you want to do it. Because we can't make you do it, but we make you want to do it. So I want to know, how will your life look different a year from now? What are you doing right now that's going to make your life look different a year from now? And how does it look different from last year? Let's be honest. How does it look different from last year? Because for most of us, if we can be honest, it looked the same. The only difference is we may have started working out. Maybe we started working out, so that looks a little different. Maybe we moved, or maybe we got a new car, so that looks a little different. But how is your life really different? How are you different? How are you living your dream? How do you know what the dream is? Write it down, people, and then figure out what's depleting the dream. What is it that's depleting the dream? Is it fear? Is it that security blanket that's creating those handcuffs? Is it that security? You want that security? Is it that you're more concerned about your credit than yourself? Is it that you believe that you have a lack of support, that your friends and family and things, they're not going to support you, and so you're not going to go after your dreams? Or maybe you're going to use and I don't want to say this is an excuse, but maybe you're going to use the challenge of a health issue. Maybe you have physical or mental health problems and they limit your ability to be able to pursue your goals. Guess what? That's why you need to be in a community, because there are people who can support you and who can help you with that. They can provide strategies that you didn't even know that you could use to do what you needed to do. A lot of times we think that we have to do it all ourselves when it's not how, it's who. You're looking for how to do it when you need to be looking for who to do it. We have people, I work with a person who has a mental health disorder, suffers from severe depression and anxiety, and is bipolar, goes in and out. You can tell when she's on and when she's off, but she has an assistant in her life. And when she's off her meds, that assistant makes sure that her social media still has her posts going and all that, and she's still able to make money until they can get her situated back onto her medication. And this is a part of her life. Like this is real for her. Every year, 2-3 times she goes off her medication. They identify the signs when she's off her medication, and they do the work to get her back on. When she gets back on, her business is still up and running because she created a plan, because she was aware and in reality that she will come off her medication. So I'm going to say, you can have health and physical and mental challenges and still make this happen. There are some people, Dr. Marquita, she has lupus. What's my girl? I can't even think of her name. She has MS. MS is serious, people. One of my business besties has MS. She's had it for 22 years. She still runs her business. So we can't just sit and say, oh, girl, you know, my blood pressure high. Oh, girl, I got diabetes. I need my insurance. Guess what? You can get insurance on the marketplace. So, and then we say these systemic barriers, you know, like, oh, I'm too old. Oh, you know, they ain't gonna hire me because I'm a woman. Those are limiting beliefs. You are so concerned about the discrimination that you may face that you won't even move forward. You won't even take the opportunity to do what it is you need to do. You're going to say, I don't have enough money. You have money for everything else. You got money for that hair. You got money for them nails. You got money for them pedicures. You got money for them good brunches you be engaging in. You got money for them schools. You got money for that car note that you pay. In order for you to ride around and floss in that car, we can figure out, use your credit card. Take out a new credit card. Why y'all scared to use y'all credit? Take out a new credit card. Ask for a credit increase on the credit cards you got. Call each one of them, ask for a credit card increase. Apply for a new credit card. Stop playing. Get a new credit card so you can change your life. Get a new credit card so you can change your life. That's right. Dr. D. Nicole, girl, let's make it happen. She said, I'm going to use this health issue to get out of bondage. I told y'all, I use my FMLA. Some of y'all got health issues. You need to talk to your doctor. You need to be getting out on full disability. But it starts by making that paper trail. You got to make the paper trail. You got to make the doctor's appointments. You got to tell them how tired you are. You got to tell them how you just can't do this. You got to get your FMLA papers filled out. You got to actually take the days off work. And you're not taking off because you sick. Girl, you taking off because you want to and you filling out FMLA. You're noting it as FMLA. They can't do nothing to you under FMLA. They can't put it into your evaluation. They can't penalize it for you, and they cannot question you. After you do that for a year, the next year, when you talk to your doctor, you're going to tell them that last year I missed 40 days of school and they don't have a part-time position. I'm going to have to come out on disability. What do I need to do? Y'all won't even ask. It's a lot of y'all that's eligible. Some of y'all doctors. I told y'all about my good business partner friend who I talked to. She didn't even know that she could get FMLA. Listen here. She needed a knee surgery. She had back surgery. She had severe asthma. She had been talking all this stuff about how she was going to retire. She was near retirement. She had about 22 years in, 24 years, something like that, very close, but she couldn't retire yet. She's in a 30-year system. And she kept saying how she's going to retire. And then I reminded her of FMLA. Don't y'all know that when she went to the doctor told her, I don't know what you was waiting on. He told her, I don't even know why you're still working. I can't imagine you going to a school working every day with the ailments that you're dealing with. That lady right now is out on disability, full disability, getting her full pension and full insurance, which is one of the benefits of going out on a full disability. She had no idea. She was trying to push through for another 2-3 years. That doctor looked at her and said, I don't know what you was waiting on. A lot of times you don't ask. You didn't ask. You didn't tell them. I had someone in my mastermind last night. She said, I just wish I had the direct steps that I need to do to market my services. I said, your wish is my command. I said, you never asked before. I put a document in the chat. Here go a document that tell you exactly what you need to do. I thought that you already had the document. A lot of times we have not because we ask not. She was so excited. She was like, oh my God. I said, yeah, you didn't say anything. I thought you already had it. See, because the people at the February live event got a full $100,000 marketing plan. So all I had to do was give her the document. I already had the document. She never asked. I thought in my mind, everybody already had it. She didn't ask. Just like my friend, she didn't ask her doctor if she can go out on disability. The doctor was like, I don't know what you're waiting on. So I'm so proud of you, Dr. D. Nicole. We got to start getting our paper trail. Some of y'all need to sue y'all jobs. Some of y'all in hostile, toxic work environments, and it's a lawsuit. Some of y'all right now are being targeted. You're being retaliated upon. You're being ostracized. You're being blacklisted. Those are lawsuits. But we like to just keep everything, low key, just slide under the radar. We don't want to cause no problem. Those are lawsuits that can fund your retirement right there. That lawsuit that you're going to win, even if it's only $150,000, that's going to fund your retirement right there. Put it right into an IRA and a Roth or whatever. Let it build up over the next 7 to 10 years while you are working your consulting business. And bam, there go your full retirement right there. Some of us we won't do it. Some of us have perfect credit right now. We won't use our credit to get the skills in order to be able to create more income in our household. We would rather say I got good credit than to use our good credit. Cassandra says my friend bought her house off of that lawsuit. Exactly. And she's a principal. I know a principal right now. It is almost guaranteed he is going to win his lawsuit. The superintendent, he has a lawsuit against the superintendent and the Board of Education. And it is almost guaranteed that he's going to win simply because she has a pattern of targeting Black principals, of not providing support, of slandering. She's been all in the news. She's has all types of issues with the parents in the district. She's a good superintendent. She's just always entangled in mess. And so this is the first principal who has decided to go and file a lawsuit. Well, little did he know there were already 4 parents who had a lawsuit against her. Well, once some of the previous principals heard about the lawsuit, guess what? They added on. It's almost guaranteed he's going to win. And so he just has to wait it out. It'll be finished up this year. They have upcoming trial, but she's going to lose the lawsuit. There is no evidence. There's hardly any way that she'll be able to win. What's going to happen? They're going to settle out of court. They're going to settle out of court. So just like Cassandra said, her friend is a principal. She won her lawsuit and bought herself a new house. What would your life be like if you never had to pay a house note again? Think about that for a minute. What would your life be like if you never had to pay a house note again? You can live in the house that you want and you do not have to pay a house note. What would that be like? Dr. D. Nicole says she already started it, Doc. She already started her paperwork for her FMLA. What would your life be like if you never had to pay a house note again? How would your life change? Think about every month you pay a house note. How would your life be different if you never had to pay a house note again? Can you share it in the chat? Please tell me in the chat, how would your life change? Because I know for me, if I ain't got to pay a house note, baby, I'm clowning. You can kill that. I ain't got to pay no house note. All I got to do is pay light and gas. You know, the light bill only be like $100 and some, and the gas bill in the wintertime be like $300. But in the summertime, my gas bill be like $80. My water bill is $45 a month, and my trash bill, we only pay 3 times a year, girl. You better shut up. You talking about what would my life be like if I ain't have to pay a house note? And guess what? That's what I'm working on. Life without a house note. Y'all scared to dream. Y'all won't even comment because you scared to dream. You scared to even think about what your life would be like if you could live in the house that you want and not have to pay a house note. Not in the house that you had to settle for. Not in the house that you bought because that's all you could afford on the teacher's salary. But the house that you want. I'm on a 5-year plan to pay off my new house. My new house that I'm buying, we're going to have it paid off in 5 years. No more than 7. Because y'all thought that you could only pay your house off in 30 years. You don't have to wait 30 years. You can pay it off before then. And you got to have a strategy for it. We're going to pay 2 house notes a month, first of all. First of all, we're going to pay 2 house notes a month and not just one. So we're going to take the 30-year term. We're going to take the 30-year term, but then we're going to pay 2 house notes every month. So in the first year, instead of paying 12 months, we're going to pay 24 payments. In the second year, instead of paying 12, which we should be at 24 then, we'll be at 48. And instead of paying it as a house note, we're going to pay the other house note as a part of the principal and not just as our house notes pushed out. So we're going to pay the house note plus the exact same amount on our principal twice a month. And that's how we're paying it, on the 15th and the 30th of every month. House note, and then the same amount towards our interest. And so we'll have our house paid off within 7 years. But you also got to have income coming in to be able to do that. So what do? We create an extra stream of income that goes towards that. Yeah, we need to have a session on talking about finances and how to get ahead. I don't know if y'all be interested in that type of stuff. You know, I like to talk about the little strategies that we're using as regular old people, not as no rich people. Y'all know I'm giving it to you fresh. But let me know if y'all would be interested in it. I'd love to talk about it. I'd love to show some of the things that we're investing in, some of the things that we're doing, how we spend our money, the mindset that we have around our money. Like right now, we're doing this little savings plan, and it's a 100-day savings plan. So in 100 days, me and my husband will have saved $5,000 just in 100 days. Well, then we make the challenge even harder, and we say we want to save it in 30 days. So we already know that there's some sacrificing that needs to happen, but we also put a plan together. And so she said, yes, I need to get ahead. And you can, but the way we get ahead is not trying to use the money that we already have. It's by bringing in extra money. Like on Thursday night on the call, when the girl made the $750 for the 30-minute thing that she did online for the 30-minute presentation. And let me add, that presentation was to a group of parents. That's what I thought was even more amazing about it. That 30-minute presentation was to a group of parents. And so when she made that 30-minute presentation, she got her check for $750. Guess what? She didn't go out and buy dinner or go and spend the money or pay more bills. She has already made a conscious decision that any extra money that she makes, it goes back into her business to make more money. So she took that $750. Y'all know what she did? She bought Kajabi. Kajabi is $199 a month. I'm sorry, not 199. It's $149 for the one that she got. You can do 99, you can do 149, or you can do 199. No, she did the $99 one. My fault. She did the $99 one because she said she paid for it for 6 months. She put her money aside for 6 months for Kajabi. So she's giving herself 6 months to now create her digital course so that she can sell it to create more money. So, like for me, how are we creating the money to be able to pay a second house note? You got to bring in another stream of income. So, for me, I'm working to get one speaking engagement per month. And the lowest I will take is the amount of my house note. Yep. Yep. I'm doing a house note. For my car note, I don't have to pay my truck note out there. I have an affiliate link where I get money every time. So this is on a different package. So the people that I use for a service that I use a service, and they said if you refer people to us, we'll pay you part of the money. Well, I'm a business owner and I'm in communion with other business owners. Well, this is a service that they need in their business. They're actually looking for this service. And so I tell them up front, I use it. I love it. Here, use my link. If you use my link, they will pay me for referring you, but you're also going to get my deal. And my deal is at their old price and not at their new price. Y'all, don't y'all know it's 12 people who signed up for this service. And it's not, I do Kajabi too, but it's not Kajabi. It's the best way I can describe it is a finance company and they help you. It's a name to it. I don't know what the name to it is. It's a finance company and they help you with your funding options. So I'm in communion with a lot of business owners. And so they are looking for business financing. And so when I refer them, I get paid for that continually, ongoing, forever, as long as they have that service. That pays my car note every month. That pays my truck note. I have a Range Rover. That pays my truck note. My truck note does not come out of the money that I make here. It does not. I have Kajabi. Let's talk about Kajabi. I use Kajabi for all of my courses. If you look and see who's using Kajabi, if you are a big name creator, you need something for that's going to be able to handle a large load. Like we work in schools, so sometimes I have to put 300 teachers into Kajabi. Sometimes it's 1,000. I don't put it in. I get them a link and they put themselves in. The system can't crash. Kajabi is the best for that. So when other people are looking for a platform to use, I really love Kajabi. It's simple and it's easy to use. Every time they sign up for Kajabi, that is how I pay my car insurance because I get automatic checks on the 25th into PayPal from Kajabi. So when we talk about multiple streams of income, like people don't be wanting to share the dirt with y'all. They don't be wanting to share the full tea with y'all. So I tell people up front, use my link. It ain't gonna cost you nothing. I'm the one who told you about Kajabi. The least you could do is allow them to pay me for you using Kajabi. I'm the one who introduced you to Kajabi. Every time you use that link, they give me a payment each month for that affiliate link. And that's how I pay my car insurance. I have an ebook. My ebook is how to design a high quality PD in 24 hours or less. I literally give you the links. I give you the activities. I give you the design. I give you the survey. I give you everything that you need to do to really design this PD in less than 24 hours. It will take you no more than 24 work hours to design this PD. And then you'll be able to sell it. That ebook is $47. I give you engagement activities. I give you design. I give you different types of ways that you can present the PD. I give you everything you need. I give you a full understanding of what PD design is, what needs to be in it, why you have been in so much bad PD. I charge $47 for that ebook. That ebook pays for my gas every month, every single month for the past 3 years. That ebook has paid for my gas. Again, that comes in PayPal. Kajabi pays me in PayPal. That other company pays me in PayPal. So when I go into my PayPal and 2 of the payments hit on the 25th and 1 hit on the 21st. So when it comes, I automatically pay my insurance through PayPal. I pay my insurance. I pay it. She said, can you drop those links here or where can we get the ebook? Oh, it's on my link tree. Click the link in my bio. It's right on my link tree. How to design a high quality PD in 24 hours or less. And that's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to create an ebook, but you got to talk about it. You see how Cassandra didn't even know I had an ebook? I sell it. It's $47. It's a digital download. Let's make it happen, people. You can get money in, and I don't have to sell. She said some awesome, and I don't have to sell 1,000 of them. I only sell about maybe 8 to 10 a month. Maybe sometimes I don't even sell 10 in a month. Sometimes I don't sell 10 in a month. Sometimes I only sell 3 or 4. But guess what? It's enough for my gas. It's enough to give me a full tank of gas. It's enough to give me 2 fill-ups. It's enough to give me 3 fill-ups. But if you just get the money and you spend it on everything else, you're not going to never do anything with the money. Dr. D. Nicole said you will be asking every week what country you and Norman working from now. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll be working from Texas next month. I'll be working from Texas next month. I'll be working from Puerto Rico in December. I'll be working from Belize in November. You can do these things. Internet is available. Internet is there. Sometimes when I get to my hotel and the internet ain't good, guess what? I don't just say the internet ain't good and I can't work. Listen here. What do? I go down to the desk and I say, hey, the internet is not working really well. Do you have a solution to this problem? And a lot of times they'll say, oh, let me give you the code to the internet that we use. See, because I'm a business owner, I'm a CEO. I present myself as a CEO. I don't go down there acting crazy, looking crazy. I go down there and I say, hey, this internet is not going to work. I have a very important meeting that I need to be in. Do you have a solution to this problem? Do I know if the internet is going to work well in Belize? I don't know. But guess what? I know that they have an answer to that problem. I do know that. And they will give it to me. And if they don't have it, I will go to a cafe or somewhere that does. And I have the equipment to take out the background. She said that comment is about this house note I'm paying here in the DMV when it's paid out. See? So she's ready. She's ready to get the house note paid off. She lives in the DMV. Y'all know the DMV area is high. But we got to get some more income coming in. If you have a course and it's $9.97, sis, you only need to sell one a month to make an extra $1,000 a month. Are we serious? Are we serious? She said, do the finance live, Dr. D. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm telling you, I'm going to do it for y'all. I'm going to do it for y'all. How to bring more income into our household, what we need to do, the mindset that we need to be in. Because y'all think that you just got to be out here taking what they give you, struggling, not able to make ends meet when it's not true. You can get that house note paid off, but when the money comes in, put it into a separate account. PayPal has worked great for me. And you know, you can send PayPal straight from your PayPal directly into your checking account. You can do it instantly, or you can do it free, and it takes 1 to 3 days. But when the money comes, directly pay that bill. And then you got the money coming in. I have another program where when I refer somebody there, I get an affiliate commission. I get $500 for every referral I make. Guess what? Somebody's always looking for that service. And so I say, well, you can go to this website, check this out. If you decide to sign up, use this link. I get $500 at least once a quarter. At least once a quarter, I make a $500 for that referral. Y'all scared to do stuff. Y'all scared to do stuff. I tell people all the time about my own referral program. If you refer somebody directly into the mastermind, I send you in PayPal $500. If you talk to a person, tell them about my mastermind, and they decide they are going to join my mastermind, all you have to do is send me a note that says, hey, I just introduced my friend to the mastermind. She set up her call to talk with you. And I want to make sure that if she signs up, I get my referral fee. I'm going to mark that email and I'm going to say, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. She's going to do the call. If from that call, she decides, yep, I'm going through with it. As soon as she makes her payment, I'm going to make my payment to you. And I don't play with people's money. Dr. D. Nicole will tell you, I don't play with people's money. I understand that people need their money. And look here, I ain't bringing that bad karma on myself. If you referred them and they came straight into the mastermind. Now, sometimes what will happen, people will introduce people to me and they will decide that they don't want to do the mastermind. So they won't do it at that time. And then later on, they'll go through a challenge. They'll come to a couple of courses that I have, and then they'll decide to do the mastermind later. That's different. If they go through a challenge, you get 50% of what the challenge cost was. So if they do the challenge and they did the challenge for $167, you're going to get half of 167, but you only get paid once off the referral. And so I have some people who refer people to me. I have people in my mastermind who's made $1,500, $2,000 from me because they referred people. They sent me something on WhatsApp or they sent me an email and they said, hey, this person is coming through me. And then they talk to that person. They say, hey, look, stop playing with yourself. Go ahead and get signed up for this mastermind. And then they get signed up. And then I send you your fee. I send you what I owe you. What can you do with $500? We got to stop being scared to get paid for what it is we do. I wouldn't have known that person if you hadn't introduced them to me. I wouldn't have known them. You introduced them to me and you vouched for me. You said she's good at what she does, so you should try this. If you're looking to get out of the school system and you're looking for somebody who can help you, you need to get with Dr. D. And then you get them to set up that call. Have them set up that call, give them my website, book a call. They're going to talk to us. And then if they decide to enroll in the mastermind, you got $500 coming, 500 big ones coming straight to your PayPal. If you don't prefer PayPal, I can do Zelle for you. I'm not difficult. Like, I'm not one of those difficult people who it got to be my way or the highway. The only thing I won't do is Cash App. I don't have Cash App. I have no desire to get Cash App, but I can do Zelle. I can do PayPal. If you need me to wire it straight to your account, girl, look here. I go to my bank and wire it to you. I ain't got no problem with that. So I'm just saying there are ways that we can make money, but we refuse to even explore. We're scared to ask. We're scared to say it. It's not disrespectful to ask people, do you have an affiliate link? It's not disrespectful to say, is there a referral fee for this? It's not disrespectful. But you need to get into the room with people who are doing that. Y'all get these tickets to Iman Live 2024. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have a sneaker ball. Baby, get that wedding dress out that you ain't been able to wear. Get that bridesmaid gown out. Get that dress that you know is that deal that you hadn't been able to wear. Or maybe you just want to play dress up and go buy you a dress. You can use this for marketing. I'm definitely going to use it for marketing. I'm going to have on my beautiful dress with my beautiful sneakers. I think that there is nothing worse in the world than to be dressed up and your feet hurt. To be wanting to get out on the dance floor and do your thing, shuck and jive, and your feet hurt. You got to take your shoes off and walk barefoot. Girl, we're not doing that. We getting us some bedazzled sneakers. We getting us some fun stuff going. You see, Dr. D says she is very transparent and a woman of integrity. I ain't finna mess with y'all money and stuff. I ain't finna do that. If a mistake is made, baby, I'm gonna correct it. And I'm gonna correct it as quickly as I can. And not because you trying to make me correct it, because I feel empathy for it. Girl, you got a bill to pay. Oh, let me try to rush home and see if I can get into this system and make this happen. I am Tierra Nicole said, hey, Dr. D, loving this content. All right, girl, I told you I'm coming live all this month. I know some of y'all get these long lives get on y'all nerves, but you know what? Some of us, we need to hear this. And I wish I could do 15-minute videos. I do, but I'm not good at it. I have to get to the point of where I need to get to. I'm gonna work on that though. I'm gonna work on trying to make them shorter. I am gonna work on that. But I'm telling y'all need to get in the room with people who are doing the things that you want to do. Buy your ticket, bet on yourself, make this your summer business trip. And it's a business expense. For those of you all who have a business, baby, this go on your taxes. This is going to be a deduction. The room, the cost of the ticket, and the airfare, all of that is a business deduction. Y'all need to get on top of this. At the event, I'm going to have somebody there talking to y'all about business and finance, because we got to have this in our lives. We're going to have us a sneaker ball. I'm going to have my beautiful dress on with my sneakers, and I'm going to be able to get out there and do what I need to do. I'm going to be able to walk. My feet ain't going to be hurting. I ain't going to be trying to get Miss Stacy to go find me a pair of shoes to put on. And I want the same thing for y'all. I ain't just doing it for myself. I'm going to get me some beautiful marketing photos, because y'all need to get y'all some marketing images. You trying to do this big time, you need some marketing people. You need some marketing. Come on to this event. Let me show you how to market your services for the school system. For the school system. Remember, I have a leadership coaching business for schools. I market that business. I made $32,000 in the month of April on my leadership coaching in schools. 32,000. You think I ain't marketing to them? You think I don't know what pictures I need to take? You think I don't know what content needs to be put out? You think I don't know what automation needs to be had, girl? You better stop playing with me. And y'all saw me live right here on this thing every day in April, and I still made $32,000. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. See what I'm saying? We're going to have a makeup artist there. You ain't got to look for no makeup artist. Girl, pay the girl that $100 and let her make your face up and take all the pictures that you want with your beautifully made face. Put on your good clothes and let's get these marketing pictures taken care of. See, because in my events, I make sure that you get what you need. Also, you need a picture of you in front of a crowd with everybody standing up applauding you. You need a quick video for your reel. Girl, we got you. Come on to the event. See, my event ain't what y'all been going to. We don't do them stuffy events where it's just people coming out on stage saying how good their life is and then they walk away. That ain't what we do, sis. That ain't what we do. We want you to get what you need. You need to sit on that couch and get that good photo. You trying to do a 30 days worth of reels? Let me help you. Let me help you. Dr. D. Nicole says, I've been burnt by many, but you can trust Dr. D. Okay. Dr. D. Nicole laughing at me, talking about, girl, not 15 minutes, not 15 minutes. I am. They told me to do 15-minute lives. I ain't been able to get to 15 minutes. But I'm telling you, if you want to elevate your business, that's the name of Iman Live 2024. It's Elevate. And we are going to help you to elevate your business. We are not just going to let you come in, hear a bunch of people talk, and you go on about your business. We're going to make you network. We're going to help you with networking. We're going to give you a safe space to network with people who are just like you. We are going to have fun. We are going to eat dinner together. We're going to put you around people who have highly successful businesses. Last year, we put you at the table with the $22 million government contractor. We put you at the table with the $97 million cyber tech security person. We put you at the table with the girl who has a six-figure online dating service. We put you at the table with the girl who does wealth consulting, who came all the way from the bottom, baby. When you hear her testimony, go back on my podcast and listen to her testimony. When I say she came from the bottom and now she's here, oh my God. And so that's why I think it's so important for you all to be able to talk to these people and to be able to hear and to be able to get strategy and to be able to get inspiration, and if nothing else, baby, be able to rub elbows, because when you with successful people, success rubs off on you. Y'all better get these tickets to this Iman Live. It's July 12th through the 14th. You can stay at the Ritz-Carlton for $239 a night. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a Bridgerton style tea party. Come on to the tea party. We play games. We create content. We're going to do some podcasting and some interviewing. We're going to put you with people who can help you with your testimonials and all of that good stuff. Dr. D. Nicole said, getting more pics again after my makeover. I'm waiting for those links to come out. Girl, they coming. They coming. They are coming. Tiara is getting her schedule together. And it's going to be amazing. We have a DJ who comes. Yep, we have a DJ. We sure do, because we're going to have a party, baby. We're not just going to go to learn. We're going to have a party, baby. So I want y'all to get it together. I want y'all to figure out what your dream is. You can live your dream life. You want to host retreats. You want to host events. You can do that. I know somebody who hosts an event 4 times a year. She makes $300,000 a year. She hosts 4 events a year, and it's a wellness retreat. Now, you can't tell me that ain't living a life. She only hosts a 3-day event 4 times a year, one every quarter. That's all she works on. She uses the same emails each time. She's always increasing her list of leads. So she does speaking. She goes to other people's masterminds. She does all that type of stuff. I can't think of her social media handle right now. But it's not her name. I can't think of her social media handle. But she makes $300,000 a year. Y'all not gonna tell me you can't live good off $300,000 a year. See, everybody walk around talking about this 7-figure lifestyle, but don't nobody talk about that $300,000-$400,000 lifestyle. See, don't nobody want to talk about that when you making $20,000-$30,000 a month every month. That's a good lifestyle, y'all. We ain't always got to be a 7-figure earner. Now, if you want to be a 7-figure earner, that's one thing. But I can tell you what, making $300,000-$400,000 a year, $500,000 a year, it feels like a little piece of heaven to me. Okay. Okay. You can do what you want to do. You can go where you want to go. You can help who you want to help. You can save. You can pack. You can buy. You can pay. You can do things. You ain't got to be that person who gonna make 7 figures if you don't want to make 7 figures. I value my time over money. So just like with her, she does a retreat 4 times a year. So she worked really hard that first year to get everything up and going. So did she work extra? Absolutely. Was she working around the clock? Absolutely. Was she missing some things in her personal life? Absolutely. Because she had to get it right. She had to get her flyers right. She had to get her social media right. She had to get her locations right. She had to get her menu right. And now it's just on rinse and repeat. It's just on rinse and repeat. So when I talk to her, girl, where you at now? I'm in Hawaii. I'm here for the next 14 days. Girl, where you at? I'm over in LA. I'm here for the next 3 weeks. Girl, where you at? I'm over here with the grandkids. I'm going to stay here all month long. Girl, where you at? She always somewhere. She's always somewhere. She's never just at home. And when she is at home, it's because she's preparing for her upcoming event. She goes to her event, and immediately after her event, she always stays at the location where the event is going to be. She stays there an extra week in order to debrief, to get everything together, to get all of her payments processed, to do all of those things in the beautiful beachy location that she always picks. And that's what she does. She does that 4 times a year. She makes over $300,000. That's her take home. That's her what she gets to spend in her household. That's how she pays her house note. Oh my God, y'all, her house is beautiful. Oh my God, Jesus. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. I thought the woman had like a husband who was like a CEO of a company or something. I did. The house is beautiful. The house is beautiful. It made me realize, girl, you dreaming too small. And you know me, I'm a little ignorant. You know me, I ask, girl, what's your house note? How much is your house note? What you paying for this house note? This house is amazing. What you paying? Y'all know people don't like you to ask what their house note is. They don't like that. But guess what? They always answer me. Because why are you scared to answer? She told me. She said a house note $5,300 a month. 53,5300. I was like, oh. But I also live in the Midwest. So in the Midwest, we don't have high house notes. We don't do $2,000-$3,000 a month house notes. It's somebody on here right now who got a $2,000-$3,000 a month house note. And that's normal for them. But see, I live in the Midwest. It's not normal for me. If you got a $2,000 house note here in the Midwest, you are probably in a $400,000 house, $500,000 house. Especially if you're at $3,000 a month, you're definitely living in a $500,000 house. So she's living in, her house note is $5,300 a month. But she also had to explain, she said, but I make $30,000 a month. I make at minimum $30,000 a month. So if I'm making $30,000 a month, $5,000 ain't nothing off that. Okay. So it's different when you make $5,000 a month and your house note is $5,300, or you make $10,000 a month and your house note is $5,300. She make $30,000 a month and her house note is $5,300. So I want us to know, like, you don't have to force yourself into these boxes. You can do what you want to do. If you got a course, if you sell one a month, just selling one a month, $1,000, what would you do with that extra $1,000? If you're a speaker, if you book one speaking gig, oh, Cassandra, are you still on here? Cassandra, you've been doing speaking. You need to sign up for Gig Salad. Maybe you're already signed up for GIGSALAD.com. Gig Salad. GIG as in gig. You need a gig. GIG SALAD. It's called gigsalad.com. You sign up for that, and they put you on this site where people who are looking for speakers, they will come there and ask for proposals from speakers. It actually works. Anybody else who's a speaker, you already have your speaker reel, you already have the assets that you need. You can go to Gig Salad, GIGSALAD.com, and they will pay you to go into these different places and speak. A friend of mine, she's gotten 3 speaking engagements from this place in 1 month. And her speaking fee is between $1,000 to $5,000, all depending on what on what the time is that they need, how far it is away from her house, and how much time it will take. So she got paid $1,000 for one of the gigs, and it was right there in her hometown, 20 miles away. And it was a 30-minute presentation. She got paid $1,000. Her other one, she got paid $1,500. And again, it was in her hometown. And then her other one, she got paid. Well, she's working on that one now, but that one's going to be higher because she's going out of town. And so she put in the proposal at $4,500. So gig salad for those of you all. You see, Dr. D. Nicole says her mortgage is $3,840. Now, some of y'all might be looking at that. Now, don't act like Dr. D. Nicole don't live in a gated community, okay? Let's be honest now. Dr. D. Nicole live in a gated community, okay? And so Dr. D. Nicole got to pay for all that privilege and all them gates. But her house note is $3,840. How many of y'all have wanted to stay in a gated community? How many of y'all have said, I want to live in a gated community? It's absolutely beautiful, and I want to stay in a gated community. How many of y'all done said that? But you won't because you're scared. Dr. D. Nicole was bold enough to dream and believe that she could stay in a gated community. And guess what? She's staying in a gated community. Her house note is $3,840 per month. And she said, and now that is her goal, to make $3,840 a month to pay her house note. That's all she needs to make. If she make that to pay her house note, she good to go. Y'all got to start dreaming bigger. Y'all got to start dreaming bigger. Dr. D. Nicole is an educator in the school system. She lives in a gated community. She's married, but some of y'all is married too. And her house note is $3,840. Some of y'all would never. Some of you would never, because you don't first believe you can live in a gated community. Next, you don't believe that you belong, and you don't believe that you can have it. And then you don't want to be broke because I'm not spending all that money on a house note. Well, what if you were making way more than that? And so now, as she's preparing to exit the school system, she has created income for herself, an opportunity for herself, so that now she has another way to make the $3,840. She's also in communion with other people who knows her skills and abilities. People will call you and say, hey, Dr. D. Nicole, you want to be on this proposal with us? Dr. D. Nicole, I know that you're really good at culture and systems. We need somebody who can come and present this. Can we pay you $2,000 to come present this? See, y'all got to be willing to dream a bigger dream. You got to be willing to dream a bigger dream. All right, well, y'all, that's all I got. I'm going to do a few finance ones this month also. I'm going to do a few finance ones. Maybe on Saturdays, we'll talk about finances. Maybe on Saturdays, we'll talk about ways to make money and how to, bring in more income into our household. But y'all get y'all tickets on live. It's the month of me. We're showing ourselves radical self-love. We're going to have a radical love affair with ourselves this month. I gave you 10 things that you can do today that don't cost you a dime to show yourself radical self-love. To show yourself radical self-love. Share this YouTube live. Make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to build my YouTube page. If YouTube pay me to do this, I don't got to charge y'all. If YouTube pays me, I ain't got to charge y'all. All I need to do is get my numbers up. YouTube needs to pay me. I'll come on here and get a game away for free because I know YouTube gonna send me a check. But I got to get paid. I can't just spend all of my time doing this. But if YouTube is paying me, I got to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 view hours. And that's why I be asking y'all to come over to YouTube so I can get to my view hours. I got 360 subscribers right now, but I got 4,000 people in my community. All I need is 1,000 of them to come over. Y'all tell the people to join my lives on YouTube. Tell them to subscribe to my page. And then y'all will see, I'm come on here. I'm going to drop all of the game. It's easy to do. But when I'm busy doing other stuff, I got to do my other stuff that bring my money in. So I'm making the transition. Make it with me, y'all. Come on now. And if you want to know how to get started on YouTube, what you need to do to mindset, I can do some lives on that too, because I'm in the process of it now and I'm not quitting. I'm going to get to my goal. I'm going to get there. I'm determined. I'm committed. I'm committed to me and I'm committed to you because we're going to all live a life for our dreams. So that when I get ready to go on my vacation, I can say, girl, won't you meet me there? I'm so happy my best friend finally got her real estate license and got her stuff going because guess what? She called me last week. She said, come on, let's fly to Phoenix and get us some lunch.
I right there was like, oh Lord Jesus, thank you. I finally got somebody who I can hang out with. We ain't got to stay there all day. We ain't got to stay there all night. We can dip in and dip out. One of the best experiences that I ever had. I dipped into Miami. Listen to this, y'all. I booked a flight, went to Miami to go to this restaurant called Bacon Bitch, and then came back home. Met people there at Bacon Bitch. Y'all, that's the name of the place. That's not just me cursing because I want to curse. The name of the place, that's the name of it. It was amazing. I didn't even know you could do that. The flight was an hour and a half. I hopped the flight. I got TSA pre-check, hopped the flight that morning, met them there at 11:30, 12 o'clock. We stayed there till 2, 3 o'clock in the evening. And I hopped my 5 o'clock flight back home, and I was home by 7 p.m. It was absolutely amazing. How many of y'all ever dreamed that for yourselves? If you didn't, let's start dreaming it for ourselves now. I was on a regular flight. It was $200 to fly from St. Louis to Miami. It was like 270. It was like 270 to fly from St. Louis to Miami to meet up with some business besties. We had the most amazing time. It was the best money I've ever spent. To be able to have those high level conversations, to have fun, to bring a little adventure into your life, to bring a little joy into my life, to be with people who I love spending time with, and then to hop that flight and head back home. Girl, it was amazing. And I want that for all of y'all too. I want that for all of y'all too. Y'all, that's it. I ain't